Oops.
Middle has to go back towards you. These are very easy to construct. And then we have a chain fall that goes here, and then you can lift really big gravestones safely. We use nylon straps that are padded to keep the gravestone safe. So it's very easy to construct. This is called a 4-point toe jack. We have lifted. Jeremy, how big? Said it was 8 feet tall.
It was 8 foot tall.
Yep.
18 inches by 18 inches.
It's just kind of set the legs up so we gotta do it. So pretty simple concept. 4 car or truck jacks, 2 connecting rods, and most important then, a strap that goes right along the bottom to prevent the stone from kicking out from under the jacks. And we just lifted, Dale and I and Jeremy and I lifted 2 massive monuments with this, with ease, right?
With ease.
With ease. Yep. So our goal is not just to fix, a stone here and there. Our goal is to fix them all, and this type of equipment really helps us to do that. Here's another part of what we do. This is how we build bases. You'll see here in the cemetery, these are the bases, and frequently they actually split in 2 or they totally disintegrate.
Yeah.
A lot of times these components are held together with pins, and sometimes a sulfur setting compound.
I never tried it, but here it's supposed to.
So the iron decays, it expands, and it will actually split the base into 2. And so what we do is we build replacement bases. So here's a form. Just a piece of plywood on the bottom. And Dale showed me how to make this the framework so that it's infinitely adjustable. So for larger bases, we use larger lengths of material, but it's the same process that it can be used over and over again. Depending on the size of the stone, we have this styrofoam insert. We wrap it with saran wrap so that it doesn't get stuck to the concrete. We put these on the sides. Put this across the top. And gotta be this way. So this is one way to do it, and then we fill it full of concrete. When the concrete is set up, we pull this foam out and use it again, and we have a base. So about anywhere from 2 to 4 bags of concrete to make a base. And again, Dale showed me how to do it. I completely forgot. Sometimes it takes repetition. So again, we are there. If you have questions, we'll help you.
Yep. Every time you do something for the first time, it's scary.
Yep.
So Joe, do you have different forms? You said this is expandable, but can you just leave that one, build another one a little bigger, build another one a little bigger? We have 3, 4, 5 of them around.
We typically do up to 5 at a time.
Okay.
So so we have, and we oil the forms inside. So we have enough to do 5 at a time.
You ideally want 4 to 5 inches of concrete to go completely around the stone. So if the stone is 20 inches or 30 inches, all the way around.
So one of my questions is, this is set in.
How many
So whether it's year or year, the winter's going to get in there.
for now?
That's what's destroying everything. So what are you doing to
Dale, what are we doing to prevent that? Do a
Okay, try your question one more time.
So the question, the situation is, when you're setting stuff in, let's say this is set in here, and this is not one piece, so moisture is gonna try to get in here.
Okay.
And that's what's going to destroy and crack it. So what are you doing now?
There's really nothing, it's the same thing that they did before. Over time, we put more, I don't like this because this is actually concrete that was poured on top of the base.
Okay.
This isn't the original part.
This is a replacement.
This
They
is,
fixed this already?
This was their
they
fix.
made a column.
Okay, so
They
this
made a
is okay.
collar, they just poured it right on top of this old
Okay,
base.
all right.
To prevent
Otherwise,
that from cracking at the
But then the
base.
water gets in there too. and goes
Exactly.
everywhere.
yeah, unfortunately, the mortar breaks down over time, especially here in the north, where you've got freeze, thaw, water gets in, the mortar breaks down, and that's where you end up with problems. The mortar around between the stone and the base would break down, and then the stone falls over. Because the stone is typically set in the base 2.5, 3 inches if you're lucky. So when that mortar breaks down, and over time the whole thing starts leaning, mortar breaks down, falls over and breaks. So all we do is, when we do it, we still use a lime-based mortar, but over time it's going to break down, and the same thing's going to
Same thing's
happen.
gonna happen, okay. That
Yeah, I don't know how long
it
the
answers
mortar
my
will
question,
last.
but it doesn't answer my question, but that's okay.
But that's what you want for it to happen, is to fall over time. You do want it to fall instead of just being rigid and having like concrete in there where it won't give the stone that needed fall. It'll just stay in there and then crack and break the stone. Where if it falls, if it's somewhat soft underneath, it may not break the stone.
Well, ideally, we never want it to fall over, but we don't have much control. There's a big, huge discussion in the conservator world about dissimilar materials. Marble stone set in concrete. They don't do that. They want a softer material between the marble stone and the base. That's why we use a lime-based mortar, because when you have dissimilar materials, you have different contraction rates, expansion and contraction rates, and that can help break the stone down because the concrete's always harder. So it gets a little complicated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He meant if it does fail, it's better for the stone to fall than to crack and break again.
It's going
I think
to
that's
fall
what he
over
meant.
time.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
time.
you want the lime mortar in there instead of like a concrete mortar around the stone. It's never going to fall. It's going to just break.
We want the materials we use to repair the stones to be softer than the stones themselves so that they fail first.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yep, yes, that's, yes.
I was trying to translate.
Another issue is epoxy or no epoxy? That is the question. That is the fight. That's another fight. So we advocate not using epoxy or using as little epoxy as possible. There are people who will smear epoxy on a break and then set the stone on it. These stones need to breathe. Moisture needs to wick up from the ground. It does wick up, whether you want it to or not. And it comes up and then it evaporates from the stone. If you stop that with a bed of epoxy, it seems to suggest that water will freeze there and will break the stone right below the repair.
What happens is that, especially if you use epoxy low to the ground, the stone sucks that moisture up, it hits the epoxy, and it'll slowly break that bond down again. It'll reduce where the stone is sitting on the epoxy. It'll break that down, and then it's going to the epoxy repair just is going to fail. So. Yeah, it's a very controversial
Another controversial thing. Just a little thing here. Here is a flag holder for veterans that no one is going to steal. You pound this into the ground, and No one's gonna steal it. So it's an economy veterans flag holder. Okay.
Right behind us here, we're going to do a demonstration of the cleaning. So we're saying because there's today's trees in the cemetery.
You're good. You're fine.
That sometimes there's a lot of like green algae and moss, but I think because a lot of these get a lot of light and there's not like stuff coming off the trees, if you look around to the old markers in here, everything seems to have this black colored lichen on it. It is, in my opinion, the hardest to get rid of. It wants to stay. Sometimes it takes a season or two to lighten up the stone. The black just is hard to get rid of. So we oftentimes, if it's black, we'll just spray it and walk away, and then come back a month or so later, see how it's working, and like clean it at that point. But it's just, it really has staying power, unfortunately. So, just a couple, this is a stone, by the way. This is somebody's stone buried here. So, just a couple of points. So, a lot of people use a lot of products to clean stones that can be harmful. I told some people this story just a week or so ago. Kathy and I were in Pennsylvania, and on the same day, 2 people said to us that they cleaned stones with diluted Clorox. So my sister, being the shy wallflower that she is, walked them to her car and gave them a tutorial on D2. A neighbor of ours told us that he knows how to clean stones. You use muriatic acid. So there's a lot of misconceptions out there. People aren't trying to do anything harmful. But 2 products, Wet and Forget, which is a little cheaper and more available. You can get it usually in any hardware store. Wet and Forget, at the point that we started working, hadn't been approved at that point, and so we started with D2, and we've just sort of stuck with it because that's what we know. It's the product that they use in the federal cemeteries like Arlington.
Yes.
So it's the approved, for the federal cemeteries. If you're gonna scrape a stone, you need to wet it first. So if you were gonna try to get some of this off, you would wet this stone down and then scrape it. You should never be scraping a dry stone. The other thing about scraping a stone is you're never gonna use metal. So you want to get a plastic scraper because you don't want to cause any gouges or any harm to the stone. So it's always going to be plastic. I have D2 in here, and I have water in here.
Those backpacks are heavy. I have a 4-gallon backpack, and I can't carry it with water in it.
Yeah, water is very heavy.
I'm full of water, I've concluded.
So this has got probably the most sort of buildup in this cemetery. There just isn't a lot. I wish I had you cleaning that one that you just recently did that was just covered in moss.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
I was covered in moss when I was done.
It just comes off. This is just water. Just because I'm going to scrape it a little teeny bit.
If anyone has allergies, all of this is spores.
Right.
You should wear a mask.
Because you're going to put it out into the air. That's a good point.
So if you do have allergies, please do wear a mask.
Good job, of ours is buried.
So you can see, right?
Some of the same.
You can see that this is marble.
She was the
So
original
just,
one that
we
came
were
to
here
this
2
area.
days ago, so a little disclaimer is, when I was here 2 days ago, I sprayed this down with and then walked away.
Can
In the
tell.
hopes that it would start killing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just put D2 on it and I walked away.
You can see it when she's putting the water on. It's reactivating it.
See the bubbly stuff?
That's the D2 that's still on there. It's cool when you put it on there. If you put your head next to it, it sounds like Rice Krispies.
It feels very slimy as I'm doing it. And I should have said, before you would, I had already checked the stone, but before you would go at and start, you should always make sure that the stone is stable. I had
Yeah.
already checked this the other day and knew that it was stable. But if you have one that's, you know, it's not uncommon to come across the stone where you give it a little like this and the whole thing lifts up. It's not, it's just kind of like dry set, I guess, on there. It's just sitting on there. It's not really attached. And you can imagine that that's,
Or there's a little pin in the middle that's holding it. Little pin.
so just to show you that sometimes if you've got more chunks, you just want to get the chunks off first before you start putting your D2 on. So I handed out those cards about, you know, there's 2 ways to use the D2. Where's Jeremy?
I'm right here.
Is there 2 ways? Do they say that with wet and forget also?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
wet it.
The same 2 ways?
Yep.
Okay, I don't want to misspeak. So you can, with either product then, you can just do the whole stone and leave it, okay? And it will work and it will continue to work. If you wet it, and then there's a big thunderstorm that night, then that's going to make it a little less effective because you've just rinsed a whole bunch of it off. So brushes, as far as what's safe. The go-to brush for cleaning a stone is Tampico. Is that how you say it? And it's a natural bristle, and it is said to get a little softer once you get it wet. It is also perfectly okay to use a nylon brush, but you should make sure that it's a soft nylon brush. You don't want to be cleaning or brushing these with anything that's super abrasive. You'll see later when we adjoin 2 pieces, you use a wire brush on the 2 ends that you're going to adjoin before you use the mortar. That is the only time in cemetery repair that you're going to use a wire brush. You never want to take a wire brush to a stone.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
So with the brushes, if you're concerned that it might be too abrasive, if you scrape the back of your hand and it hurts, it's too abrasive. Yep. I've got like 25 of them in my van.
We've used soft toothbrushes. We use little wooden picks sometimes to clean out the letters. You know, just the material that you're using to clean it with just can't be harmful, like where you're going to scratch it.
Did you already address it? Did somebody ask about pressure washing?
Just like a toothbrush. But
Never.
doesn't hurt. My favorite new brush.
I'm going to,
Dirty.
especially on old stones. On old stones, like, I'm not sure you damage a new granite stone with it, but never on an old stone. So, I'm gonna spray a new one.
I don't want to.
Jeremy has a lot of
Jeremy has to do
experience
that.
with it.
What I like about this is that if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. As I've gotten smarter,
If you don't want to do the scrubbing.
see you next year.
And it continues to work.
Did you talk your ear off?
Perfect.
He's like, I gotta talk to him. Like, okay.
Oh, and that's what this is.
So it continues to work, meaning you would come back.
The stone absorbs it.
Same process all over
No.
again, like a month from now? So once you
Should-
do it once,
It should work for
I'm not
about
gonna say
10 years.
okay.
5 to 10 years.
Wait, that's my point.
It should kill for about 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So, but these with the black on them are gonna take time, and they're probably gonna need another spraying. Just because, like I said, sometimes it takes 2 seasons. And for whatever reason, to me, this black lichen seems to leave that like brown hue. Do you agree, Allison?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of stains the stone. So this is my least favorite.
I call it black slime. I have no idea what it is, but. And the cemetery
If
that
you
I.
want faster results, you use the brush. If you're a little bit more patient, older, just spray it in. Let her do her thing. And it's not like I'm pressing hard. I'm not.
You don't want to press hard. And then as you're scrubbing it, it's also helpful to like So stand over here.
It does not taste good. Just to let you know, if you're curious.
Those who like the smell of it, it's like. I mean, it's a little bit windy today, so it's drying it quick. So you gotta try to keep the stone wet while you're doing it. And they do tell you when you spray it on, let it sit for 10-15 minutes, let it start working before you start. Let it get a head start.
You can see all the stuff that's come off the back.
The side, I mean, it's just coming right off.
What's really rewarding is if you can't beat the stone at all, and then as you're cleaning it, the information is coming available to you. I find that
I had one yesterday. It was from 1828, and we didn't think that there was any writing on it whatsoever. And it took me about half an hour. It's a very small stone, like that big, small stone. And by the time we were done, we knew her name when she passed.
What about stone rubbing?
That isn't a frowned upon. I remember doing it like back in the 80s. I remember rubbing stones. Yeah. But,
Do you want to bring that mirror out?
oh, yeah.
By the time it hits the grass, it's diluted enough. It's not going to bother the grass. What it does is it overfeeds the moss, the lichen and stuff, so it kills it. So it's got extra food, so like the moss and lichen can't handle it. So it's almost like, when you eat way too much and your stomach explodes. Yeah, it does that.
Sure.
They're using D2 biological solution. Sorry. There's a big road behind us.
Text that you sent me, it's like a movie.
process.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to read.
And there's a lot of apes in this thing.
Shadow across those letters and makes them opposite letters. So it takes two people sometimes. One person's got to hold the mirror, the other person's got to see the mirror. What's
Related.
Or you need a mirror. Like it
Like it says, different people are interested in different parts of it.
Hopefully you caught it on camera. This is the
Sorry.
Ladies.
You can also do the same thing with the
A volunteer group. There's a lot of people around, so I can't really move the camera much.
What do you do?
Got a few people watching. So we got a few people watching, 400.
Really? Wow. How interesting.
It's hard to clean the stone and not get in the way because you gotta get in front of the stone to clean it.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And just like, and I explain to people like, so it's also hard to not, like some people get really upset if you step like where they're buried.
Yeah.
They find it disrespectful, but to me, if I'm cleaning their grave, then
Yeah.
I kind of,
Dispensation.
yeah, I think that they'd be cool with it. They'd be okay with it.
Oh yeah.
So is that white, the color of the stone?
That's the actual, it's a marble stone. So,
Sorry, 70.
Because he was an unmarked grave.
It's going up now.
So the burning question now is,
Over here?
I don't want to get in anybody's way.
we can do one of two things, whatever the consensus is. Jeremy has made up little bottles and has brushes, and anybody who wants to try to clean a stone on their own is welcome to do that. Or, oh yeah, we have plenty of people to break up and do it with you. Or, if you want experience and you want to clean a stone, we got product and brushes for everybody. Or if you want to save that to the end, we can move straight to our first repair.
This is like Tom Short, right? Drives everybody paints a fence.
Sawyer buried over there. Now we quickly reverse.
Yes, I am.
There's a few people watching along with us, you know.
I know.
Yeah, really.
Did you see how many?
No.
Over that
600?
way.
So let's pretend we're in school and we'll do a show of hands. Who wants to clean a stone?
Thank you so much for
An hour later.
Later.
Is there anybody that's just interested in cleaning?
And really doesn't care about the fixing part?
Now's your chance to step forward and you can clean. So,
Okay, you want to see the repair?
This was amazing. The difference that you could see.
So what we'll do is reapply the D2 and then we'll just walk away from it.
Because tomorrow it's going to rain.
Well, we're still going to give it a little kiss.
So, my toothbrush idea, could you take the toothbrush and let
Yes. I've actually made friends here that I clean their family's graves.
Well, it's got to be a soft toothbrush, soft. Yeah.
Okay, I'll use
Or
soft
extra
wood,
soft,
use
yeah.
soft.
Right, just like what we're supposed to
But it
do.
gets to take it out. You say you spray it and then walk away. Days, months, how long? When do you come back?
Whenever you get a chance. And leave it, like with the black, we would leave it longer because it's harder to get rid of. So, we could leave it almost the whole
So actually, this is the Historical Society, and also the Cemetery Association is here too. So these are all neglected graves. So it's not like they're all over 100 years old. So nobody has taken care of these. So that's why we're here doing that today.
but not with this.
Do you take notes on each stone that you're doing? Or is it just memory?
Because the others taught us to do that.
It's called D2.
Okay.
I
They have
have.
a worksheet that they developed, and it has, you know, the date, the
It's not my
temperature,
cleaner. They've got it in
you
bottles,
know,
but there's a link in my
you know,
bio.
what kind of stone it is.
So if you go to
how
my
you
bio
fixed it,
and go to Atlas Preservation where to buy
what
supplies,
your repairs
it's
were.
in there. It's called
They're
D2,
very,
the letter
very
D,
good.
the number 2.
They've got stuff that they have fixed a long time ago, and there's no way that you can remember. So you have your sheet, and you can, if there's a failure of a stone you fixed.
We started out thinking, oh, we'll remember. So we went into the next year, and then we were back in. Well, what did we do on that stone? So we decided we needed to document it. So we put down what kind of mortar we used, date, time, weather conditions. How much, if the stone is 50 inches tall, we measure the length, the width, and the thickness. Did we document how much we buried it? Pretty much everything that we do, we take before and after pictures.
There's a slight lean on this one, so you might say.
My phone has got a bubble level on it. I'll tell you exactly how many degrees it leans, how many degrees it tilts. So like I said, we pretty much document everything before we start on it, and then get a before and an after picture.
So there's a term that my friend Peter taught me, anodize. When they make metal, they anodize the color right into it, and therefore you can't really scrape the color away. Is that kind of what's happening here with the color is actually
I'm sure it's penetrating into the stone. Well, no, because it will come out.
That will be a white stone.
This stuff is not bad here. Tina and I have been in cemeteries.
This is marble.
Yes, but the black that's on it, that will come off. We've been in cemeteries that the stone is so dark, so black.
I'm going to move over to the one that we're going to
couldn't
fix
tell what it was
and
until
level.
We could find a little piece of white. The material on it is like tar. It's like
500
tar.
people watching.
You can't brush it off. You can clean it the best you can, and then the clothes can have in that case, come back 3, 4, 5 months later.
What are we doing over here, guys?
When I was 25, yeah. When I was 25, I could probably lift it. But there's one right here behind this chair that I want to do like right now while everybody's over here.
So do it.
I just kind of want to lift it up because the base is level. Yeah.
Why don't you... Uh-huh.
Almost. Almost.
It's called D2. Is the solution that they're cleaning in. This is in New York. We're in Broome County.
You are so not.
Yes, I am. There's 600 people watching you trying to pick that up, sir.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Why would you film that?
because you're trying to fix something, so fix it. We're waiting.
I think I may need a little help with this one.
I think that's his cry for help me.
Yep. I'm trying to get an edge where I can get a hand under.
Maybe do you want me to take the grass away so that when you slide it across the grasses and stuff?
Yeah, this is.
Somebody,
Still young.
Mark said heave ho.
Well, get over here, Mark. Look, you can even see her name in the thing.
I do, killer. Welcome to Crazy Cemetery, ladies channel. you go. Well done. Hi, John.
Motor tab it's heavy enough to reach it. So, this one almost looks like somebody knocked it.
It had pins in it.
See, now the only problem with that is wintertime when the water gets underneath there.
It's gonna slide it. Yep, it needs some mortar.
600 people in there and nobody could lift a finger to help me.
He helped. Almost 800 now.
Thank you, Mr. Crazy Cemetery.
Man. Mark said almost 800 now.
I wonder if Daniel and Myra Young are unfindable.
Cracker Chris said, good job, guys.
Who said that?
Cracker Chris.
Well, thank you.
And
Chris.
Rebecca appreciates it.
No, this side says Ruben Catherine.
Reuben Young and Catherine, his wife. You're related. Yeah, you could be. What's that
Daniel
one?
and Myra Young are not listed at their cemetery.
Well, teamwork makes the dream work. You are so right. That guy.
Now, for the size of that stone, you wouldn't think it was that heavy till you go to pick it up.
I know.
That's like lifting
Hello, Linda.
Tell me about it.
What's that one?
Oh, you got more for us?
I don't know. I'm just walking around. I'm just standing here looking.
You're gonna pick up.
The one I'm gonna pick up? I ain't picking up nothing. Oh no, those are.
Discombobulated.
Oh. I was just. See, and right here you can see where they used cement. So this one, they used cement. So this is all got to be chiseled away.
Yep.
And it's probably one of those.
As
Oh, right here.
As does the backfill. It's all concrete too.
Here's the rest of it.
Hope they're
Footprint.
It is.
But the rest of it's right.
Well, I kind of want them to see what we're doing over here so that they can have another stone to repair.
And that's the whole thing, because where they concreted, that's why that cracked out.
Yep.
I mean, what I was trying to tell them is the same thing that they were trying to say.
Right.
But they didn't say it very well, and I wasn't very eloquent. You cannot put concrete in there.
No.
Because when the stone does get pressure on it,
Right.
it's
And it
just going to
fails.
break right here. Where if you do this at
Perfect
backfill
example right here.
properly, the stone itself, the whole stone, will just fall
Right.
instead of breaking somewhere.
And this is where I was talking about using this silicone block bond. It'll expand up in that crack and it'll never break out in the base. If you use something like that. The amount of expansion is a lot higher without being too rigid.
You got some open spots here, so that won't be too hard to chisel out, but it needs a new base now because it's
in
cracked.
3 pieces.
Can I take your camera?
Yep.
I don't know if they're listening or
They are.
whatever. But right here in this
Now they're not.
right here in this crack needs a new base.
Mm-hmm.
How many you got in there?
3.
3.
But 100.
What happened to your
Here we go. So I was just digging, so the other half of that stone is right there underneath the.
Yeah, but see, while it's under the ground, it's protected.
I know, but I just want to fix it.
You gotta get it out for them to see it because
Uh-huh.
they're working on the stones that they've already got out. I want them to see the stones that are still in the ground.
I don't know, Mark. We stopped moving.
the crack is so narrow, you're not going to get mortar. If it's a bigger crack, there's a much better chance of success, but a small, narrow crack like that, no, you don't use caulk on gravestone. People do, but it's not a good practice because if it's silicone based, that sticks, and it's tough to get it off.
I want to clean a stone.
Well, so this was less than.
This looks like
Whatever reason, the stone's been here.
No, look, you can see me. Hi.
You get the freeze-thaw cycle. Slowly things get pushed up. It gets pushed up to the point, it gets stamped up, eventually it leans more and more until it either falls over or the stress gets so great it breaks.
Around their family, and my sister
And it's really strange because we've been in cemeteries, they don't get pushed up.
we
They sink.
would pretend they were
Explain that one to us.
and lived
I
there.
have not
And
figured that
my
out.
grandmother
Gravestone bases where the top was 1 foot below.
perfect there. I'm sure the people that are there don't know. But it was a special.
first as a house, and all of a sudden, the house goes down into a hole. So that's the base of what they actually put up.
There's so many people there that I know. A lot of them that I knew they were my contemporaries. But then there's grandparents and babies, and you got all the names.
No more room in my family's cemetery, and I haven't lived there. I've lived better almost all my adult life. And, I spent so much time studying Native American history
My eye.
that I find myself thinking,
Oh, man. See, dirty business.
So we're gonna actually take this with you and see what it's worth. We're not gonna lose any of this. So what we're gonna do is leave it there, and that's the big deal.
Not perfect. So it's a little better. A little better. I'm waiting for him to do the repairs. I don't know. I'll have to go back in a second. This one looks like 1835. I still have moss in my eye, by the way. That was not nice. That was kind of rude. This has got a chunk out of it from probably a mower. Ah, my eye. How we doing? We are cleaning headstones and we're doing, yes, we have permission. Using D2 to clean it. So the cemetery people are here. This is a workshop. And the Historical Society and everybody's here. They're currently leveling a stone, so I thought I'd clean while I'm waiting for them to do the repairs over here. Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, yeah, you found it. These are the first.
Yep.
You found a good one. Oh, seriously?
1835.
June 6th.
Born 1835. Died 1891. It looks like.
That's why we go through 5 days of detail.
Shut. This is a soft bristle brush. Don't anybody yell.
Biological age on the wall of where it's supposed to be. Yeah.
90 miles an hour? Or take
No, I mean 90. I 90.
When I get to Syracuse, I get 90 to go over that way. But, problem is Burlington, from where we live, it's almost about 4.5 hours. That's 5 hours.
Not my water. Usually I do like a light
Some days I wake up in water time, I plan to be at
mist.
the office, then all of a sudden I get a call that something happened in Burlington, I just got to drop out. That's usually how it works.
Guess it doesn't do a mist. Okay.
Oh, they might be here, or they might be on the trailer. Oh, there's a bunch, there's a couple. You want like a thing, or you want the sprayer?
I borrowed the water.
Oh,
Are you looking for the water? Sorry.
What do you got?
she won.
You won! You are a winner! Well, we're not gonna make you use yours. We'll use this one. Or just give me a bucket.
I have more sprayers. You want a spray?
I brought everything but water.
I saw her out front with her hand up and I'm like, oh, I'm getting her. She's mine.
Do you have, okay.
A little better. Woohoo. Not bad, right guys? Can I actually read it now? So it's D2. The staining's from actually growth. So it's the moss lichen and stuff that's growing on the stone. So this is, yeah, it's not my water thing. So this is what the stone looked like. Yeah, it's not my water thing. I didn't bring water thing because they said that they had everything. So You can get those at like Harbor Freight. Let's see if I can get. There we go. Just get a little wet. Now, it's going to turn colors, don't freak out. It's called the Blush. So this is the D2. I just have it in a spray bottle. I brought everything but my water. So next time I'll... We'll go back to the workshop as soon as they start fixing them.
Okay, once you get to this point, if you're lucky, the stone has stayed there and let you dig down.
This is bubbling and I know how to do that.
But it stayed, so that's good. So now what we want to do is get it to drop down into the hole.
We run everything from high top transit vans. We run what we call cutaways, which is like the 350 chassis with boxes on it. And then we run the bread trucks. The biggest one we run is our 1200 tall, and it's a 400. No CDLs. And then the biggest thing we ever put our drivers in, like in the high season, we go to rider. Biggest thing you can rack without having to do that. It does not work.
Yeah, that's how
we flirt with that line all the time. Because again, we're contractors.
Are you ready?
It's like we're contracted by the companies. And then we got the shop up there in Watertown that we just bought, $1 million building, 8 bays.
Now we're trying to get it, we want to get it.
Satisfying part.
$665.
Yeah. It's not bad. So again, this will lighten up more.
Chance going by so fast. Why even try?
So, it's better. Yeah.
Not an emergency, but it's an emergency.
Yep, we just used D2. Whew. Now I'm sweating. And they're upright in the stone, but we're going to be fixing that one and leveling it. And then there's a broken one back there that you can see that we're going to put the pieces together. So I'm just waiting on that. And then we'll catch up to the group because they're just literally fixing no, it's gonna lighten up more. You don't have to. So the D2 will continue to work, so it overfeeds all the growth that's on there, and it will kill off all the moss lichen and stuff. That's why it doesn't hurt the grass, because the grass eats something different. So it's a type of ammonia. It's not like ammonia that you can just buy off the shelf. but it overfeeds it so that it dies. It's like, you know, when you eat way too much and your stomach pops, or, you know, you think your stomach's gonna pop, this actually makes them die. Mark, if you go to my page in my link tree, it says where to buy supplies. So there's it's the link to Atlas Preservation. That's where I get it. And if you use my username 42, so Crazy Cemetery Lady 42, they actually just updated it and it's a 12% discount. So Crazy Cemetery Lady, and I'm sorry, 48, because it's the 48 state tour that they're doing. So if you do Crazy Cemetery Lady 48, the 48, it'll get you 12% out. Oh, thank you so much, Paulette. And thank you, Shelly. I appreciate it. D2, I just put on straight. I feel so much better, Shaylee. You have no idea. It makes me feel so much better because it's like, it's clean. It doesn't look like that. It looks like that. Look at this one. Look at that one. But I really I'm looking forward to seeing how this setup works. So it's a lift. So it's got 4 jacks, and they're going to lift the stone, which that stone, if you figure a 1 by 1 square foot of marble is like 20 something pounds, I think. That stone is like at least 800 pounds. I don't know, Michelle. You mean on the stone that I'm showing right now? I look up later. I don't look up ahead of time. But what was I saying? Oh, so they're gonna lift it. I'm trying to get under here so you can see it. They're gonna lift it so that they could, because it's tilting backwards. It's tilting that way. See how dirty my hands get? It's tilting back this way. So they've got to lift it up and put some crusher stone underneath so that they can level it. The one I cleaned, it looks like Hamilton Pierce. Died sometime in February. Thank you so much, Teresa. Appreciate it. Oh, I should have got my water. I don't know where my husband went.
You get in your oldest cemetery, the stones are all over the place because they didn't set them up so they had kind of burial plots for their family. And then that's what they were concerned.
I lost my husband. He ran away.
Started mowing that it was ready to see all these little string roads. Originally, the oldest cemetery.
Yes, all my gifts go to supplies. Hey, Rena! I missed you, Rena. How's it going? Yeah. I mean, look at the difference in stones because they look the same. So, is it perfect? No. Is it going to look better? Yes. It definitely is. I'm trying to get my husband's attention. See him walking over there. So I can tell him, I need water. I do. I'm so thirsty. Turn around. Yes, he saw me. I'm like waving, drink. I need a drink.
Do you have any questions at this point on anything?
I think they're about to move.
Let me point out, since I have your that is white bronze. Really
Talking about the
sticks
zinky
out.
that's over here. Yeah, drink the sprayer. I didn't fill the sprayer, so I'm not going to drink out of it. But you can see the zinky over here. Yeah, Neil, it's no joke. They are heavy. Heavy. Granite is heavier than marble, too. So you don't want to mess around if you don't know or have something to help lift. I'm parking us right there so we can see. So are my hands, and I think I got some in my eye. Well, I know I got some in my eye. I don't know if it's still there.
Your eyes all red, but I can't tell.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting for them to come over. Temperature, I don't know. It's like 60s.
60. Breezy.
Wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so. It's kind of windy. Hey, Nicholas. They're still talking. We are at a cemetery repair workshop. Hello, Teresa from Canada. And we're working on cleaning some more repairs. So that's what I'm waiting for. They're finishing up a leveling one, which I know how to do. But they're going to come over here and level a large one using this lift that Crazy Cemetery hubby is going to make me. Hey, Simon. So I'm just waiting for them to be done over there. Aw, thank you so much, DreamWork. Yeah, so we have permission. The Historical Society is here, as well as the Cemetery Association, and two couples that have both been doing cemetery cleaning and repair work, combined experience of about 20 years. So I'm very proficient at cleaning and like uprighting leaning tablets, but I have not used something like this to lift and fix and level. Or we're going to fix a tablet as well. So, sorry, I'm just waiting for them to come over. Yep, he's moving his thing.
Yeah, I can do that.
Now they're tamping it down. Oh, thank you so much. Water? I stopped cleaning. Sorry.
It's hard to use those jugs. There's that wet.
I look at it, the color is from the actually on the biological form. What that is.
Thank you so much.
Don't get it every time. And sometimes it's a lot.
Why is my screen all gray?
It'll scare the hell out of you the first time you
That's, oh, puzzle piece.
You gotta do that. It doesn't release the pressure yet.
This is so dumb. This puzzle piece thing drives me nuts. Once an hour, you have to like move a puzzle piece in the spot where it's supposed to go. Otherwise, they turn off your live. We're in Broome County, New York right now.
Are they doing it today?
So we use D2. That's okay. We use D2. It's approved for cemetery by the Preservation Society. And it doesn't harm the stone. It just cleans off all the moss and lichen and the mold that you see on there. We're cleaning stones, but we're actually going to do some leveling and repairs. I'm just waiting for them to come over. They're just finishing off leveling a couple tablet stones.
Yeah, oh, take them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
In the cleaning instructions.
Yeah, so we're in Broome County, New York.
Do you mind if I use some of those waters on two other tombstones? Is that okay? There's two tombstones up there.
Hello, Hubble, Texas. So I'm going to end this live, and then I will go live again. I feel bad just making you guys wait. I'll go live again in a few minutes once they get over here, but it could be another 20 minutes. So I'll be back in a few, and I might head to the restroom while we wait. So, hello. So we'll be back. Come right back. Thank you so much, Walt. And stay tuned.